Jar and message in blood.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Hmm.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I was the chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dirk was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Here we go.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar.
So, the jar was already broken?
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
Not as feeble as the judge's statement. Yeah, the judge has burned it out right already. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out.
So, you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No, if I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
Well, that helps my case.
Nana, you do that for me?
It seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
Ooh, what do you mean?
If you really thought Dirk were killed the prosecutor marshal, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation? Lana! I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were so large, I'm sure I got them all.
No you didn't. Because even though we pieced this chair together, it was the crucial part that we found in the safe.
Yeah. Get your big ass off of this.
Mine is a small woman. Miss Guy, I believe the chair conceals a truth that even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this chair in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
Oh, the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of them.
Yes, which leaves us only one explanation. Either way Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up at the scene. Chief Gant got there before you.
Or couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe it?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? Your dentures are still in your mouth. I mean, when this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that. There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar.
Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for dirt downstairs. Besides, even if he was the first, I missed what happened there on that one.
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Really, Ronner? Can you answer us that? Apparently, the judge is not up for trial now.
No! No! Wait. I'm not the one on trial here.
Of course not. Why were you screaming no? Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar. He proceeded and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence?
Why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister, Emma, killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dirk, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason the Sky became Chief's puppet.
No, I did it on my own.
There's a lie, you're sweating.
Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul laws to defend their clients.
That's funny because we are not lying. Foul lies? Imagine that, coming from my own client.
Huh.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Huh.
Even he's doing that? Wait a minute. What if... we still start smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana? Maybe right after all. Huh? Ooh, what do you mean, right?
So do you tell foul lies, then, Mr. Wright?
Miss Sky, please testify once more.
But
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Evan's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right. The witness may testify once more, for the final time.
Here we go. This is it. Make or break. Actual crime scene.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Emma and Dirk were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I raised all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. What if Al really was a fabrication? Emma might be innocent.
I think she is.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof.
Hmm?
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
The book.
What?
To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Madam must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check the evidence again. Yeah, actually open up the book.
Yeah.
There must be a picture somewhere in there.
Okay, let's check out the book. Evidence law.
Can you open it?
Wait. I see it.
What?
Is it around here? No. I'm trying to find out if I can... It won't let me open it, though. Oh, wait, in the back. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Hey. There's a picture here. He's already dead.
Oh my! This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had arranged everything.
Lana's picture inserted into the court record.
Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be...
Coffee found inside Chief Gant's safe. What's this? Is that a hand? Oh, yeah. Now we're confusing each other's lines.
This is a handprint, isn't it? Maybe this is where Emma had her little on the club, like she smacked him or something.
That is possible.
It had fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? Those fingerprints. They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Final one of this game.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Good.
So,
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on
Oh.
the sword.
here comes Gant. Come now, Archie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant,
What? Now you may want to make me out as the bad guy too? So, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeit your right to make statements of any sort.
Ha ha ha.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Ho ho ho.
Ah! Hey, all you had to do. Yeah. So what? You think I'm worried?
Yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Rado? Why did you keep it quiet about it? You have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Is there evidence that leaves no room for doubt?
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Wouldn't it be that picture?
If I show that piece of evidence now, they must surely mean I was the real murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one prepared before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I'm trying to think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present a piece of evidence?
You should.
One that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? You think I should?
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem. It's going to make it have to be Emma. Emma's handprint is on that cloth. If I do that,
Yeah,
we're
but it
done
doesn't
for.
show that she's the murderer. It just shows that her hand was there, and when she was trying to defend herself.
It still shows that she pushed him into the armor. That's what he's trying to imply. It's a trap by Gant, as far as I'm concerned. I'm actually going to go, I cannot show evidence.
Ugh. Okay.
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie.
Chief Gant?
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about their chest area? It looks like
It looks like part of it's being cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe? 8 minutes left in the third? You might pull it out.
What? That means you, the Chief of Police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
And that's why
What?
I didn't do that. That's why I didn't bother with that part. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Fredo. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
I was the first person to arrive at the scene of crime that day. Then it occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really want me to blame her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the plane lay with her sister, thus when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So, you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dirk convicted. I tampered with the crime scene. I hid 2 pieces of evidence. That was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence. You mean you mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for the murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I had the most legible part of MSD. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all of the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar, too? Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? And that's why I kept more items for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come now, Rico. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So, you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth that you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, be chief and all. But it's a lot better. It's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Rado. You should have shown it then, before it was too late. In a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Okay, now I can actually show evidence.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who really murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
So now I'm actually going to choose that cloth. That's how this is going to go down. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime scene, you personally cut out this piece of cloth. You personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. Lash, you finally brought it out into the open.
Oh, there's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must be a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean...
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. You're slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Rado had all the time to present this evidence. Yet, he was elected to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you already know?
Sadly, we do.
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person who these fingerprints belong to is... Emma. Yeah, it actually is Emma.
Emma! Emma Sky?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
Why? Why did you tell me?
You're really something, Rado.
You knew this
You
girl
knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me?
So, it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
Hold it. How could you? You monster.
Miss Sky?
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet. Ah, but I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. Actually, what he did is actually worse. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Oh, I'm pretty sure all I've got to do... Let's see, there is that picture. It goes right here. And, well, we're gonna present it. And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. You see where the piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest was soaked with blood, and that's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured, blood pouring out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth...
Has no blood on it.
Wait! There's no blood on it!
Ugh. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. So, then tell me, who could have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Pick up the unconscious prosecutor and impale him on the armor's sword. Then, make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death. Said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. I think we got him. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved to us you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Oh, you're objecting to this? It was close, Riddle. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
Oh, what do you mean? You refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Order! Order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, RG? Earlier, all right over here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
That's not fair.
Did you actually think you could best meet in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright.
Here we go. Seems, at last, the time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of evidence?
I actually did not. I think you agree with me.
Yeah.
I admit, I refused to present it at one point. Ha! This evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's just that I couldn't.
Oh, what do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involving when presenting evidence. No! Archie, don't listen to his lies! He's nothing but a coward.
You can't really believe...
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let's settle this once and for all. Earlier, you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not a violation of law, then do so now.
Sure. The evidence law. This guy explains two rules of evidence law. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Scar's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove their relevance between that cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take a look at this picture and... Sorry, but you can recall. When was this picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
Oh. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself convinced to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut us out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth. Yeah, he done goofed. As conclusive evidence. Yes, you, Chief of Police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest. He is the one who stood before the prosecutor marshal in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you.